I destroyed my son's $8,000 gaming setup because I thought he was bullying his little sister at school. My 16-year-old Daniel had this absolutely incredible PC setup that was his entire world and everything he cared about. Custom everything. RGB lighting that synced perfectly with his games. Top-tier RTX 4090 graphics card worth $1,600 alone. 3 massive 32-inch curved monitors. Mechanical keyboard with custom artisan keycaps. Professional Herman Miller gaming chair. Studio-quality microphone setup for streaming. He built it piece by piece over 4 long years, saving every single birthday dollar, Christmas money, and summer job paycheck from his part-time work at GameStop. This wasn't just some computer to him. It was his pride and joy, his creative outlet, his streaming setup, his connection to friends online, literally everything that mattered to him in his teenage life. Last month, my 13-year-old daughter Allison came home from school absolutely sobbing her heart out like I'd never seen before. Mascara running down her face, hands physically shaking with emotion, backpack thrown carelessly on the floor. Said Daniel had been spreading these horrible, humiliating rumors about her at school for weeks, telling everyone embarrassing stories from our house, sharing private family moments that should have stayed private. Her friends were laughing at her in the hallways, pointing and whispering behind her back, making cruel jokes about personal stuff. She was completely devastated and broken. I was absolutely furious beyond words. Using private family moments to humiliate your own sister at school? That crossed every single line I had as a father. I felt physically sick to my stomach thinking about it. So while Daniel was at basketball practice that evening, I marched into his room and systematically dismantled everything he'd worked for over the years, piece by piece. Posted his graphics card on eBay with immediate buy-it-now pricing. Sold his monitors on Facebook Marketplace to the first buyers. His keyboard on Craigslist. His gaming chair to some random kid across town. The entire works. I just wanted it all gone as fast as humanly possible. Didn't even care about getting fair prices or maximum value for his stuff. Daniel came home around 9 p.m. from basketball practice, walked into his room, and just stood there staring at his completely empty desk in absolute shock and disbelief. The look on his face was devastating to witness. When I explained exactly why I'd done it, he looked genuinely confused and deeply hurt. Dad, what rumors are you even talking about? I barely even talked to Allison's friends at school ever. You can ask literally anyone there and they'll tell you the same thing. Something about the way he said it, the pure confusion and hurt in his voice, made me pause and doubt myself for the first time. I called Allison's homeroom teacher first thing the next morning to get more specific details about this bullying situation that had supposedly been happening for weeks at school. The teacher had absolutely no idea what I was talking about at all. Said Daniel and Allison barely crossed paths at school during the day. Completely different grades, different lunch periods, totally different friend groups, different buildings even most of the time. She'd never heard of any issues between them whatsoever in all her years teaching there. That evening, I sat Allison down for a very serious conversation about what was really going on. She started crying hard before I even asked the first question. Her best friend Sarah had actually been the one spreading all those horrible rumors after they had this huge fight over some boy at school that they both liked. Allison was too humiliated and heartbroken to admit that her former best friend, someone she'd trusted with all her deepest secrets and personal information, had completely turned on her and was using everything against her publicly for revenge. So she blamed Daniel instead, thinking I'd just have a calm conversation with him and it would blow over quietly without any real consequences. She never imagined I'd destroy 4 years of his hard work over her desperate lie to cover up her embarrassment. Daniel moved in with his grandparents that same night and hasn't spoken to me since then. Won't return my calls, won't come home, blocked me on everything. His last text just said, "You chose to believe her without even asking me first, Dad. That tells me everything I need to know about what you really think of me." I spent weeks desperately trying to track down every single piece I sold, but most buyers had already flipped the parts for profit to other people I couldn't contact. I destroyed his trust forever.